Hey guys, so I wanted to show you guys a little bit about your budget project in case you've missed something. So we're going to go to, you guys will click on the student page on the SFISD website, and then you'll go to your Office 365 apps and webmail. I'm actually going to go there from the staff page. And to open an Excel budget page, Excel is the green icon with an X. So you're going to click on Excel and open that and click on a new blank workbook. So we're going to title it Budget Project, and that will save it in your Office 365 files. I'm going to give it a number because I have several of these, so I'm going to call it number 6. So 2 of the things that you were supposed to have researched so far were your car payment for your monthly car payment, well, also your income for your job that you've selected, and you were supposed to have researched an apartment or a house that you can rent. So I'm going to look at a career for a starting salary for a teacher. So I'm going to type in what is the starting salary for a teacher in Texas. And they're saying it's right in this range. If you look on some of the specific websites of different school districts, most of them say it's right around $55,000, which is kind of in the midpoint here. So we're going to say $55,000 is our annual salary. So to calculate our monthly salary, we're going to take our annual salary and we're going to divide it by 12. So that is our monthly salary before taxes. And then we're going to take that number and we're going to multiply it by 0.8 because Uncle Sam and our other deductions take about 20%. So that leaves us 80%. So we're going to multiply this by 0.8, which would give us 80%. Whoops, I don't know what I did there. I apologize. Let's try that again. We're going to multiply that. I think I hit the wrong. There we go. Multiply by 0.8. So our monthly take-home pay will be about $3,666. I'm going to round that to 3,667. So I'm going to go back over to my budget project. And here I'm going to create a title that says career. But that's kind of a small title, so I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. I'm going to click in that cell, and that's what each one of these boxes is called, a cell. And I'm going to increase the size of it to 20. But look how weird that looks. It kind of spills over into the next column. So if I click in between here, I can actually click and drag this column over and make it wider. So in career, I'm going to say teacher. If I want to, I can center this. I can center it. I can center teacher if I want, or I can leave it left justified. If I want to, I can make borders around these. There's a pull down menu here, and I can choose to put a border around all the squares or all the cells. I can also color the cells if I'd like to, so I can click on career, and if I would like to, I can highlight that with a specific color so that it stands out a little bit more. Now I'm going to make a second title for income. But again, that title is kind of small, so I'm going to make it the same size as my other one. I'm going to use this pull down menu and make it 20 pixels. And then I'm going to drag this over so that it's wider. So for our income, remember we calculated our annual salary our monthly salary, and our monthly salary after taxes. And again, that's spilled over into the next column, so I can drag that column a little bit more and make it bigger. So our annual salary, we said, was $55,000. But that number looks weird. It doesn't have a dollar sign and it doesn't have a comma. Since I'm only going to have numbers in this column, I can click on the top of this column and I can change this from general to currency, and it'll automatically put the dollar sign there for me. And I don't know if you noticed, but it also reset the size of this column to make it fit. If it didn't do that, then my numbers would look like this. So if your numbers look like this, it's because your column needs to be wider. So you can widen that. And then our monthly salary was $4,583. And watch, it's going to put the dollar sign and the decimal there for me. And then our monthly salary after taxes. So what we want to do, each one of the pages in an Excel workbook is called a sheet. So I'm going to double click where it says sheet, and I'm going to change this to career and income. And then I'm going to add an additional page, and this is where I'm going to double click here, and this is where we're going to put our expenses. And we're going to add our expenses tomorrow. But expenses that you should have already researched were your car payment and an apartment. So if you go to har.com, you can research based on a location. And I would definitely go for rent. Because remember, you're just out of college. You're a first year out of college. So you're going to be living a little bit conservatively. Oops, I clicked on the wrong link. I apologize. Trying to move this down. There we go. So I'm going to put in LaPorte's zip code, but you can look up any city that you want. Oops, I put in the wrong field. And we're going to see what is available. I looked up Santa Fe yesterday and I didn't see anything, but you can certainly look up other zip codes. Sorry, it's taking it a minute. It's thinking. So here are some apartments. I would like to stay, since my monthly budget is $3,600, I would like to try to stay right around $700 a month, about 20% of my income, if I can. If I have to go over that, then that just means I'm going to have to flex my budget in another way and maybe decrease where I spend somewhere else. So here is an apartment that's $764 for a 1 to 2 bedroom. So I'm going to document that and just write the numbers down for now. So I'm going to say $764 for my apartment. Then I'm going to go to CarMax.com and I'm going to look for a vehicle. So I'm going to look for a Ford Escape because they're an SUV that's fairly affordable. And so let's see, we have one. I'm going to look for something that's relatively low mileage. And here's one for 15,000 miles that's $19,998. So I want to keep my car payment about 15% of my income. So for my income, it would be $36.67 times 0.15. Would be right around $500. So I'm going to try to keep my car payment under $500. So we're going to go to Finance, and we're going to click on Car Payment Calculator. And we're going to put the amount of the vehicle here, $19,998. We're going to have 0 down because we're a poor kid that just got out of college. We've been eating beans and rice and ramen noodles for the past 4 years while we were in college. So we're not going to change too much when we get out of college because we're still going to have a lot of bills to pay in student loans. Now, at 72 months, it says $367. I can actually decrease the length of my loan if I'd like and pay a little bit more and not have to pay for as long. So what this means is for 60 months, I will pay $426 a month. So make sure you write your numbers down for your apartment and your car, and we will plug those numbers into the other part of our budget starting tomorrow. So what you should have so far is you should have your income and your career and your car payment and your home documented. After you've done that, you'll start working on your utilities. I'm going to make a change to my spreadsheet here. I'm going to give this also borders, and I'm going to make income have a green highlight. But here's one more thing. It looks kind of weird that it's the title of the whole table, but it's only over this part. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight both cells here, and I'm going to click on this pull down menu and select merge and center, and it'll become one cell and centered over the whole table. Okay, so if we go back to our Canvas page, go to lessons and week 14. When you scroll to the bottom, the Excel budget project is here. And when you open that, you can read the expectations for this project. The things that you should be researching are here, and you're just going to write them on paper for now. If you would like to combine internet and cable into one bill, you can. And that would just be one line on your expenses. So to find this information, you can either talk to your parents or you can research it. So what we did is we actually typed into Google, we typed what is the electricity or average, what is the average cost of electricity in a one-bedroom apartment in Texas? And when we did that, we actually got an answer from Google, and it told us that the average price is about $82 a month. And that would be based on a 750 square foot apartment. So the apartment that we found actually would have been, I believe, close to that for a one-bedroom. I don't think it says the square footage on here. So that would just be your estimate. My daughter lives in a one-bedroom at college, and she pays probably between $90 and $100 a month. So just make sure that you ask the question in a very specific way to get the answer. So you would want to ask the question, how much is a water bill going to be for a one-bedroom apartment in Texas? And you can Google the same for groceries and food, or you can also talk to your parents about specific questions. All right, guys, let me know if you have any other questions. Have a great day.